Hey, hello everybody. Hope you're doing well. Photo share discussion number 245, August 26th, 2018. Coming live from Atlanta, Georgia, where it's not too bad today, actually. Kind of warm, but the humidity's down, so kind of getting into that late summer weather. The humidity's breaking a little bit. We're getting mornings that are actually below cooler than 73, 74 degrees, so kind of nice. We're getting there. Next week is Labor Day. So I guess that's the traditional end of summer. So we're coming up quick on that. Hope everybody had a good week. I had a pretty good week. Got a lot of work done. Actually did some photography stuff. Developed some of the black and white sheets from our trip up to Michigan, and got them scanned in yesterday, and just literally like 3 minutes ago finished uploading them to Flickr. So we'll talk about those a little bit, and watching Pebble Beach. Hey Dennis, how are you?
How you doing, Mark? I'm all right.
Good. I'm just I'm watching the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. All the old classic cars, the top of the top, best of the best ones. And there's some nice cars there. That's
I bet they're not in Patrick's range.
Yeah, well, actually, that's why I'm watching it. He photographed. I don't know if you remember, it was about a month or so ago. He shared very briefly the car he photographed that they think is going to go for it's going to be the most expensive ever sold. It was a Ferrari. He thinks it might go for 40 million or something like that, and it's supposed to be here. So that's why I'm watching it, to see if it
40 million.
Yeah, 40 million, something like that. I mean, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, well, if you buy that one though, Mark, what are you going to do with the rest of the money?
I don't know. Maybe buy some film, I guess. Yeah.
This is true.
Well, I was talking to my friend about it this morning. He's a big car nut, and he's like, 40 million. I was like, yeah, that's only like 5,000 Bitcoin or 8,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It would have been 2,000 6 months ago, but now it's like 8,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah. That's a risky business, Bitcoin.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yeah, it's pass the parcel. Just hope you're not the one holding them when it all goes wrong.
Yeah. I own 3/100ths of a Bitcoin.
3/100ths.
3/100ths. I own 3% of one Bitcoin.
Right, fair enough.
Like $174 right now.
Yeah. So you're not retiring anytime soon, then?
No. I bought some. It was about last year at this time. I bought a couple $1,000s of it just to see what it would do. And when it got up, whatever it was, like 20,000 or whatever it was last year, I'm like, okay, it's not going. I'm cutting out. So I took all the money that I put in plus a chunk of what I gained, just sold it, and I left it was like $450. Now it's down to 150 or something. So.
I used to dabble in the shares, and the rules were always leave something for someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you didn't want to get greedy, just if you made some money on it, just get out.
Yeah, I know it's interesting. I mean, my business, I work with people and they're managing their investments and that type of thing, and they're at a point where they want to take some money, because they want to buy something or they need it, and they're like, I don't want to sell that because they don't have to pay tax. I'm like, well, think about it. The whole reason you're paying tax is because you made money on your investment, and isn't the whole point of that is to actually take the profit and do something with it, not just sit on it and be afraid to do anything with it because you might have to pay some tax on it.
Is there any tax-free concessions in America for capital?
Well, there's if you buy municipal bonds, so like local bonds issued by cities and municipalities, those can be free from federal and state tax in some cases. And then on just like buying stocks, if you were to buy a stock fund or something like that, if you hold it for more than a year, then all the gains are considered long-term gains. So they're taxed at a little bit lower rate than if you hold it for less than a year. If you buy it for $100, it goes up to 200 and you sell it 6 weeks later, where you're going to pay short-term capital gains, which is whatever your tax rate is. But if you hold it for more than a year, then you pay a little bit lower rate. So.
Oh well, we seem to have a better deal. Where if you buy shares and sell them even in the same account and make money on them, you don't pay any tax until you've made more than about 12,000.
Oh, okay. So they don't. So you've got to make a separate amount of income, regardless of what you make as income. So you can make $200,000 a year as a salary from your job, but you don't pay anything on the. So they separate the earnings on investments from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is good, because I think in this country that's per financial year.
Mm-hmm.
So you find people take all the profits on their shares a few days before the end of the financial year, and then buy them back.
Yep. Oh yeah.
A few days later, because that gives them 12,000.
Yeah.
And if you make another 12 in the next few weeks, then you basically got 24.
Yeah. Well, there's we can do that as well on the if you lose money. So say you bought it, it goes down. If you sell it, you got to you can't buy it back for 30 days, or you lose that, or you lose the deduction for the loss. So you have to wait at least 30 days before you buy back the same share. So.
Well, in this country, if you buy shares and you lose money on them, the revenue go, well, that's a shame, isn't it?
That's what we get. We get the, if we buy something and then sell it at a loss, we can write off we can use losses to counteract gains in any one particular year. So you could have, $50,000 of losses and $150,000 of gains. So you net that out, and that's what it is.
Yeah, but I don't think it's
also continue. If you do really, really bad and you lose a lot of money, you can bank them to a certain extent. You can only take off so much per year, but they can sit there. So you could use them to offset gains, in future years as well. So
I don't know if you can actually offset losses against gains.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've never really lost any money.
Yeah. Try not to. Yeah. Try not to. Well, it's we can do kind of strategic selling at the end of the year, what we call it tax loss selling. So if you have stuff that's a loss and you have stuff at a gain and you want to net it out, so your net exposure is zero, you can a lot of times we'll do that at the end of the year. If you have something that's a loss but you have a gain and you want to kind of net it out, we can do that as well. So yeah, I don't know. It's a strategy, but I'm a big believer. If you get something you like and it does well, hang on to it, let it grow, and then when you need it, sell it and use it.
Yeah, I had a friend who bought shares at 450, and still hadn't sold them when they were 25.
Yeah.
And I just every time I see him, I go to him, just tell me you sold them. No, they're gonna go up. They're gonna go up, and of course, in the end, the bubble burst.
Yeah.
They still never sold them because they were going to go back up, but they never did. And
that's the thing, though. If something loses 50%, then you need it to go up 100% from that point to get back to where it was.
Yeah.
You buy it at $100 and it goes down to 50. You can hang on to it, but it's got to go back up to 100. It's got to double for you to get back to where you started. So.
Yeah, he was a strange guy. I couldn't believe he never sold them, even when they went down to 12, and he still never sold them. They're going to go back up. They're going to go back up. And I said to him, well, you could have sold them and bought them back. Yeah. But he still never, and in the end, he needed the money, and he actually ended up selling them for less than he paid for them.
Yeah. That's what happens. Yeah, it's one of those things where, well, a lot of times, if you just don't have a kind of an overarching plan over kind of why you're doing it, everybody always has money that they kind of play with. But, if it's like money that you're really going to depend on and you need it long term, you should have kind of a basic ground rules that you follow and stick to that. And then, stick to the plan, basically. Usually what happens is people don't have a plan. They just buy something and then they don't have any idea on why when they would sell or why they would sell on either way, whether it's a gain or a loss. They just, oh, that looks good. That looks like the next hot stock, so they buy it, and then you don't have a plan for getting out.
Yeah, we had a plan. There was 4 of us in a little syndicate, and we made quite a bit, and we decided that we would take our money back out. So only ever playing with the winnings from now on.
Yeah.
And of course, inevitably, the Black Monday came. We lost half of it, but it was good fun. We was never going to become millionaires over it, but it was.
Yeah, it's kind of yeah. So that was in the 80s. Were you looking? Was that like the late 80s?
Yeah, 80s, 90s. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you had hung on to that stuff all the way through until now, it'd probably be worth a lot more than what you did when you bought it in the first place. But,
oh yeah, I mean, just the Financial Times index rising 4,000 points would have helped.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Pat, how are you?
Doing pretty good.
Good. Are you watching the live stream right now? Yeah, there it is. Oh, he's gone. He's trying to see. I'm seeing a Ferrari up there on the stand right now. It's a nice gray one. It's probably, let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's a gray one. Silver. It's a Dino. Oh, I don't know what year it is. I missed it. It's a nice card, Habit. I take it. Huh.
Sorry.
There you are, Pat.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you see your car roll over across the thing yet?
Yeah, it was actually yesterday.
It was, okay.
Yeah, it was last night, the big one. And it did set a record, maybe not quite as much as I had hoped, but not that it really matters to me all that much. But I mean, it went for 48.4 million.
Oh, only 40. What were you hoping? Over 50? Were you hoping for more?
Yeah, that'd be nice. I thought it just would look a little better if it was just over 50, but because I knew it was a sure thing to go for 45.
Yeah,
like it was kind of a so anything above that was
good, huh?
Was you on 10%, Pat?
Yeah, at 0.1% is all I need.
Yeah, that's a pretty. So, any idea what their cost for the vehicle was? Is it a pretty significant?
What do you mean? I'm not sure. Like if they made a good profit?
If they sold it for 48 million, what did they buy it for? That'd be the interesting.
Oh, he bought it for like 7 in like 2001 or something like that, or 2003, I think maybe.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, he tracked it a whole bunch and used it a lot too. So it's like he enjoyed it the entire time and then made, $40 million. So
he made 7 times his money on it. That's not bad. Yeah,
it's better than Bitcoin, isn't it?
Yeah, it's better than Bitcoin.
Well, and again, it's something that something that he actually used and had fun with, the entire time he owned it too. So it's not like something that's just tucked away and whatever.
Yeah, just sitting in a garage, getting started up once a month, and that was it. Never drove it, never enjoyed it. So
how many hours have you got to do, Mark, to make 40 million?
About 40 million. Not enough hours left in my life, Dennis.
That's it. I'll tell you what. Don't invest in digital cameras either.
That's right. Yeah, I'm gonna buy all the digital cameras and wait 10 years and sell them.
Yeah, excellent. Good idea.
That's my strategy. Oh man! Hey, look at that stranger. Yo. Now I saw you did a coffee this morning. I turned on right as you were finishing up. So Pam's like, wait, doesn't he work on Sunday? I was like, well, I guess not today.
Yeah, today is the first day of my new schedule now, so I was able to get back on regular weekends off. So I was like, I'll surprise Mark. So I didn't want to tell you. I wanted to surprise you.
Are you back to Monday through Friday then?
Yeah, I'm back to Monday through Friday now. I put up with my purgatory. So
yeah. You were doing that for about 4 or 5 months. It wasn't that long, was it? Long enough.
April.
Yeah. 4 or 5 months. Yeah. Too long. Too long.
Yeah, it really didn't bother me. It was just heading into football season, though. I was like, oh my God, what am I?
Yeah. I know you were working on football day. Yeah. So now you'll be able to go to Hooters and watch all the games.
Yeah. Well, I stay home and watch the games.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I have to watch the Rams. I was in full panic, and then they finally let me go back to my Monday to Friday. Not because of that. It just was a coincidence.
it just worked out. Well, good. We got Pat in here too. So we're just talking about that piece of crap car he photographed that only sold for $48 million.
Oh, please, are you kidding?
Yeah.
That hunk, it's always this old junk.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Junk, yeah. It doesn't even have anti-lock brakes.
Yeah, they don't even have anti-lock. The GPS on them don't work real well. It's just like those guys across the pond that talk about their old film cameras, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go in the opposite direction of digital cameras. They go up in price, not down.
But
how you guys doing, man? Good to see you guys again, man.
Yeah. No, I was just watching the live stream from Pebble Beach, and man, some beautiful cars and lots of photographers there. That would be it'd be a lot of.
Yeah, I was there last year, and I had a like basically the highest end pass you can get.
Mm-hmm.
It was supplied by the people I was working for. Their company is one of the sponsors, so they got a handful of the best pass. But I think it's if you buy it, it's $1,300 or something like that.
Okay,
it's just insane. But we were there at sunrise.
Okay,
and then I think general admission comes in at 10 or something.
Okay.
And honestly, as soon as general admission hit, it was I was done. It was just got so crowded and so crazy.
Yeah.
That it was just way too much. I mean, it talk about, taking photos, you'd be pretty lucky to get anything. If you want the crowds, that's one thing. But if you're trying to get actual nice, clean photos of the cars, you're pretty much out of luck.
Yeah.
If you're not
able to get some for a few hours, and then that was about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's for a car photographer. If you're interested in photographing the cars, you don't want people around. People ruin the shots. So.
Yeah, again, unless if it's the best of show car going across the, getting the award and stuff like that, that's different. But and then if you're trying to highlight the crowds, but for the most part, you can get actually some really nice, the cars right on the ocean, and usually there's some fog and stuff in the morning, a real clean background.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually I think I've shared some of the pictures from there.
Yep, I think
last year, but yeah, there's definitely opportunities. But like I said, as soon as that general admission opens, to me, it's not even enjoyable to be there, let alone to try to take pictures.
Yeah, I mean, there's a 1,000, probably 10,000 people there right now.
Yeah, and the cheapest admission is I think $310. That's the cheapest ticket to get in there.
Yeah. No, it's one of those things where it'd be fun to go to, but I don't know if it's that fun. Just watching on the big screen at home with the beer. Yeah, I mean that's.
And if I would have went this year, I would have definitely got a press pass or gotten I would not pay to go there.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people do, so that's why it's $300. If nobody wanted,
there you go. Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it's for a car photographer. I mean, all that stuff is pretty amazing to see. So.
Yeah, I mean the cars that are there are incredible, and I mean a lot of it you'll never see anywhere else ever again, kind of thing. But
yeah, but as far as actually trying to photograph them and get something worthwhile, it's probably next to impossible.
Yeah,
with all the people. So yeah, I saw this one said formerly owned by Dennis from the UK. It's a red Ferrari. Yeah, that's not too bad, Dennis. I like that.
Ferrari.
Yeah. It looks like that's your girlfriend riding in the passenger seat there too. I don't know.
Yeah, my friend's son just bought a Porsche.
Oh, really? Wow.
And he actually managed to keep it about 3 days before he smashed it up.
Oh, wow.
Seriously? He got in a wreck 3 days? Oh.
Yeah, he just spun it and done the bumper and backlights. And apparently they're quite powerful.
Yeah, as he found out.
Yeah, not too good in the wet.
Yeah. I was talking to a friend of mine who's at the photography studio, and he works at the Porsche headquarters, which is here in Atlanta. And part of what they have there is a restoration facility. So if you have like top of the top Porsche and you want it restored by factory specialists, you take it, it comes here to Atlanta, either Atlanta or Germany, or split between depending on the car, and they restore them.
Yeah, I bet it doesn't cost much.
Yeah, no, not much at all. But he does. He trains. His job. He trains collision repair. So he trains the techs. And dealerships don't do body work. They refer out to other body shops. And Porsche is one of the few companies that actually requires the body shops that have the agreement with the dealerships, to repair cars, have to go through all the specialized training. And so he trains them. But he was saying that in China, it's a huge market. I mean, they're selling lots of Porsches. He says the problem is that the average accident rate is over 50% for Porsches. So, I mean, it's like, he says, very few cars make it past about 3 or 4 years before they're just total. Because
you see why it's a good market. Their ones don't last long.
Yeah, he says they're almost. Well, you don't want to buy a used car, especially in China, because it's almost guaranteed to be wrecked.
Yeah. Well, when you buy it and it says one careful owner,
yeah,
they're not lying. Four previous owners never looked after it at all.
Yeah.
Well, one of the factors going on, I'm sure Pat can verify that, is, once you start getting into, Porsches, Corvettes, all these sorts of vehicles, they're being tracked that much more. You know what I'm saying? So these cars are being put on the track, way more than my Chevy 3/4 ton truck is. That's for sure. So a lot of, and then there's just the fact of these cars have, most of them, north of 475 horsepower. So they're, it's just so hard, I can imagine, to just keep that foot off of that.
It's like, you push the accelerator and it actually accelerates, and you have to be able to handle that. Yeah.
I mean, what's that new Corvette got? That new Corvette, the 2019, what does it have?
Z01 or whatever.
Yeah.
675 horsepower or something like that.
Yeah.
Almost 700 horsepower. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy, one of the CEO or whatever, high up people at Chevrolet crashed at the IndyCar race. It was a pace car, and he crashed and they had to delay the race by half an hour. Pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy how powerful those cars are. So, yeah, if you get a car like that, photograph it fast, because it might not be around too much longer. That's the pro tip of the day. If you got a friend with a high-powered sports car, get a picture of it right away, because that's probably going to be the last time you see it in one piece.
Yeah, I've never had a car that you can change down gear into, say, third, and wheel spin it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my Chevy Volt will do that. It'll do that.
Yeah, with a handbrake.
It's actually crazy, the torque.
I shift it into third, and I hit the accelerator, and the wheels spin. It goes forward. Yeah, but that's about it.
Turn.
I watched Jay Leno's Garage, and he got an opportunity to ride it. He didn't get to drive it, but they rode him in that new Tesla Roadster.
I just saw that.
And you just saw that too. And they show him taking off in it, and he's like, sold! He's like, I'll buy it. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, it'll be interesting if it actually comes out with the specs they're saying. They're saying it's going to have 240 miles an hour top speed, 0 to 60 in 1.5 seconds, and the quarter mile in 8.5 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, it was like a 1.8 second.
Yeah.
They say it's coming out next year.
Yeah, a 600-mile range. So yeah, and it'll be like $150,000 probably, or $200,000.
Yeah.
It'll still be less than all the other supercars. Yeah.
That'll probably be a car you see wrecked a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Equivalent horsepower to get that kind of acceleration would be that's more than a Veyron. You know.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a lot of people that you see like, oh, the new Tesla sports car, and haven't necessarily driven anything comparable ever, you know. Whereas like if someone's buying a brand new like Porsche GT2 RS, that's not the first Porsche they're buying. It's not the first.
Yeah, they're
super high power.
Yeah, they're at least
used. You have to work your way up to it.
Yeah, you guys can be. Yeah, I'm selling my Leaf and I'm getting a Tesla sports car.
Well, with it being,
an
instant.
You know what I enjoy watching?
If you don't know what you're doing,
yeah,
it's gonna be.
I like watching. There's a cat out of New Jersey or New York. And he buys these wrecked Teslas and fixes them up. It's kind of fun to watch him do that. You know, like some people just have that mind, man.
Yeah.
I look at one of those electric vehicles, one of those Teslas specifically. When you see one in person, you're just like, how in the hell do you work on this? You know? Yeah. And a guy like that is just like, oh man, are you kidding? I can make money off of these things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. And he fixes them up for next to nothing. Yeah. And he sells them literally before he's even bought the one that's wrecked. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
you know,
he's got a niche. Yeah, it's it'd be fun to see that car come out and be fun to drive it. I don't know if I'd want to own a car like that though. That would just be just too much.
It's got 3 motors in it.
Yeah, one for the front and 2 for the rear. So yeah, 1 for each wheel in the back, and then one, I guess, main one for the front. Yeah, so yeah, it's just fast. I mean, there's just no
Is it 240 mile an hour?
Yes, 240 mile an hour top speed.
Yeah, remember Top Gear in this country, they've done a test on speed cameras, and if you exceed 200, it won't record you.
Oh, that's the secret.
That's the car for this country.
Yeah, you either go the speed limit or you go 200.
Yeah, as long as you're going more than 200, it won't photograph you.
Yeah, I could believe that. They just don't, they just set an upper end at what they thought people would do, and they set 200 as being it. So, oh, man. Yeah. All right. So on the photography end, photographing cars, did anybody buy any new photographic equipment to allow them to photograph the car that's going really fast, 200 mile an hour car?
No, I sold a lens. I'm actually finally doing my transition to being entirely the Sigma Art Primes.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
I sold my wide angle Canon, the 16-35.
All right.
So now I'm just trying to find a good deal. I think I'm going with the 20 millimeter Sigma 21.4.
What do you think about that new? There's that new 105.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I think with the 135 and as good as that is, the fact that I already have it, and I think that the length is probably a little bit better for me to have the 135. The 105 would be good, but the 135 is better. I do like it though. It looks crazy, and I'm sure it's amazing.
It looks crazy. Yeah. And they say the weight of it, not everybody can take the weight of it because it's just massive.
So is it a 105 what? 1.4? Is that what it is?
1.4. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's a beast. It's just
yours is what, a 135 2?
1.8.
1.8. Oh yeah, that's not that big. That would be tough to justify because it's not that big a difference as far as range.
Yeah, and I'm gonna lose money on the
nominal. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna be able to find that one used for a little while. The 105.
No, I mean, it's just coming out, but it's the fact of the glass on the front is massive. It's a massive lens, man. It's not your average.
What's the filter? Is it an 82 or 84 millimeter?
I think it's like 90 something.
Ooh, that's like a dinner plate. It's like a dinner plate.
It's a massive lens, man.
Well, that's what's because the 135 I have is 82.
Okay.
And it's definitely a bigger front element than that. It might be like an 87 millimeter. I'm not sure, but I'm actually that 20 millimeter. It has the front elements domed, like fish eyes and stuff.
Okay.
So you can't like use a traditional filter on it, but like I kind of have to use polarizer filters for what I do. Plus, I like the ability that it kind of acts a little bit as like an ND, so I can use it a little bit faster in the day like a smaller aperture in the daylight. But anyway, so they make filter adapters for it, and then it uses a 145 millimeter polarizer. So it's like a full 6 inches.
Or is it a square drop in?
Well, it's actually a circle filter. Okay. And then it has brackets if you want to do like the drop in, like the leaf filters or whatever for like and then like the what do you call it, the graduated ND filters and stuff like that,
So, well, 145, that would get you like, you could take that filter and put it on like a cinema photography, like a cinema camera, I mean, you're set, if you want to take up cinematography.
And that's what kind of sucks about it, because that's what I've kind of been torn about, is like the 24 millimeter just uses a traditional 77 millimeter filter, which I already have a good polarizer.
Okay.
But I think it's not going to be quite wide enough, the 24.
Yeah.
So I think I have to go with that. And then the problem is that's like an extra $200 or $350 for the filter plus the adapter,
Okay. Yeah. But that extra 4 millimeters there, that's 20%. It's a few percent more. I mean, it's 4 millimeters at that end is a big difference. Yeah.
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 So I think I kind of have to go that route.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking that I was also going to get the 50 1.4.
Okay, so
that's going to kind of be my little trio.
And then a 135. Okay, you go from a 20 to a 50. That's like 2.5 times, and then I mean that's
2.5.
Yeah, so that's pretty reasonable step. And you think you're going to be able to do that'll cover pretty much everything you need as far as.
Yeah, and I still have my Canon 200 2.8, which I actually have listed on Craigslist, but it's just because I use it like 1 out of 10 photo shoots at the moment, because it's like the image quality really is. It's a great lens, but the image quality on the art series is just that much better.
Okay. Yeah.
And the 1.4 or 1.8 versus the 2.8 is pretty significant too. So my thoughts are like, I just get rid of that, and then if I ever do track stuff, which I almost never do, then I just probably rent something. Or if I find out that I do a lot of track stuff, then I might look into getting like a 300 millimeter or something.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
The 200 is actually a little short for track stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So you just go all the way to what your ideal lens would be if you were doing it on a regular basis. Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Well,
so I've done I've shot at tracks like 4 times in the past 10 years. So it's like super rare for me. So unless things change, I don't really need that range,
Hey, Mark. Hey, your filter size is a 105 on that lens.
105, man.
Jeez. It's got an angle of view of 23.3 degrees. It's an incredible lens, and it weighs 3.62 pounds.
That's a good size lens. Yeah.
It's nuts, man. That lens is bonkers, right?
Yeah. And what's the cost on it? $1,500?
I'm not getting a price on it right now because I'm looking at it on Lens Rentals.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like $1,600.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So it's actually not that. I mean, the 135 is $1,400.
Yeah, It's actually not that bad a price. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. I mean, all things considered, and what would the equivalent Canon lens?
There is none.
I don't think there even is an equivalent. Yeah.
There's no equivalent. It doesn't exist.
It's an odd focal range because Canon has the 85 and 135, which I've had both of those.
Yeah.
I actually didn't have the 85.
It only exists. Nikon's had that, but not Canon. Canon hasn't had that. So it's the first time that there's a Canon mount for that lens. You know what I'm saying?
Nice, huh? So what would the closest one would be the Canon 135. So what does that go for? What would you pay for that one?
I think it's like the F2's like 135 F2. I think is like 1,200 or something.
Okay, so that's
maybe right around 1,000.
Okay, so it's a little more, but it's probably better image quality, and it's not like it's not half the price of the Canon or twice as much. It's basically the same general. It's within 20% or something.
Yeah, it looks like the Canon. The F2 135 is 1,000.
Okay.
But I used to have that lens and used it a lot, and it's nice. But again, the image quality and build quality and stuff of the Sigma is really just kind of on another level.
Yeah. It's enough that'll be noticeable probably at the end.
And I just looked it up. The 135 is 2.5 pounds. So yeah, that is significantly more heavy.
50%,
which I like, but
more. Yeah.
Yeah. The diameter is 4.6 inches.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good sized lens. Yeah.
And the length is only 5.2 inches.
I was gonna say it's really stubby. That's what's crazy about it.
It's as wide as it is long. Yeah.
it's
like a box almost. It's like a round box pretty much. It's like a round cube.
Yeah. It's a crazy. I would love to try it. I would just. It's a good size for portraits. It is. It's a great.
Yeah.
That's
kind of the sweet spot. Yeah, 90 to 105, something like that for portraits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because I think they call it like the Bokeh Master or something. Is what Sigma calls it.
Yeah, it's got.
I think the idea
9 blades in it. 9 blades.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, well, with all these art lenses, you know, at 1.4, that's going to be sharp and nice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like a lot of the like even the Canon stuff really kind of have to step it down a little bit or stop it down, you know, if you want to.
Even though it's a 1.8, you got to go to
if you actually want it to be sharp all the way through and everything.
Yeah. Huh. Well, good. Well, cool. That's exciting. So you get rid of the OEM lenses, get the Sigma lenses, and
yeah. Like I said, the only ones I've used, I used Joe's. That was the first one I used, and then I had that 85 for a little while, and then now the 135 and everything. I mean, like I said, I've used quite a lot of different Canon stuff and Nikon stuff, and I mean, these just impressed me that much. That.
Well, that's good. Yeah, they're getting a lot of traction. A lot of people are buying them. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then for me, you know, the difference between the going the 20 millimeter 1.4 from the 16 to 35 f4, you know, that's pretty huge.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of, because that's one thing I never liked is a lot of times I'd like to do interior photos, but it was kind of hard to like isolate the interior from the background if it was like kind of an ugly background. And that kind of stuff. And then for like rolling photos at night, it'll look super cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Canon had image stabilization, which is kind of nice, but I never feel like it made a huge difference. And, you know, for like working in low light, the 1.4 will be a bigger difference.
Yeah. That'll be more impactful than the image stabilization at the end of the day. And that extra stop.
I mean, as long as I'm happy shooting wide open, you know, because there are situations obviously where you want a little more depth of field, but.
Yeah. Huh. Well, cool. That's exciting. And Joe, you got some new lights, right?
Oh yeah, I've got new strobes.
Okay.
New wireless strobes. I've got new stands. You know, things for lighting, which aren't as exciting unless you use lighting. Then it's pretty thrilling. But yeah, I'm in a similar boat as Pat. I'm pretty excited about these new strobes because they're completely, matter of fact, they're just battery operated. They're completely wireless. They only run on batteries, which is a little weird for me. I mean, not even to have a plug-in option is kind of weird, but
so the good thing is they run on batteries. The bad thing is you better make sure they're charged or you're
that's just it. Yeah, like you better
shoot and they're big enough batteries, they're not going to charge in 5 minutes. I mean, you got to plug them in for a couple hours probably.
Exactly. Yeah. But the batteries are pretty affordable. So if you just want to buy another one, I think it's like $65, $70. That
would be the way to do it. And then you just make sure you charge them both up just in case. Yeah.
But you're getting 500 full powered flashes off of that charge. So that's pretty much an all-day battery right there. There's some cats that use them all day, and you're more worried about your darn strobe just overheating more so.
Or the model just fainting from exhaustion after that many.
Yeah. There is you do have to worry about overheating with these strobes.
Mm-hmm.
If you start going full power, especially you start getting north of half power, and if you're full power because you're out there in the sun. For one thing, you got to make sure most of these strobes are light and heat sensitive. I mean, if you have them in the sun, then you better only shoot for 10, 15 minutes at a time.
Because they're going to be soaking up the heat, and they're black, so they're soaking up the heat probably.
Yeah. Well, they're not. They're some of these strobes, actually, to their credit, they've been coming in different colors for years. You can get them in blue or red or white, or you know what I'm saying. They'll come in different colors, but I mean, you still can't have them out there, and they take forever to cool off. So.
Yeah,
I mean, that can kill a shoot in a heartbeat. If you're out there, I mean,
error because they overheat and they just go into protection mode and they shut down until they cool off. Yeah.
No different than your mobile phone, like so
I've had that happen when I've had it happen quite a bit actually. You have the phone like in the windshield, in a mount, windshield mount, and you're using Google Maps or whatever, and it's a sunny day and you're driving into the sun. And shuts down. You're like, what the hell? And it's like, you go back to the phone, and it's like, okay, and that makes sense. And then half an hour later, you can use it again.
Yeah, it's the same reaction because it's another electronic device. But you keep them in the shade, or you bring another umbrella to just shade your strobe.
A covered area.
But I've now moved up to your professional grade C stands for stands. I don't have all of them just yet swapped out with my cheaper, more inexpensive stands, lighting stands. But boy, these C stands, I mean, that's real steel. I mean, the difference. I mean, they are heavy, so no problems. I had that shoot yesterday, no problems at all. Putting my big boom out with a big light and my strobe over a model. I mean, because these C stands are just,
they're not going to be like.
I don't have to put tons of. Here's some of my counterweights. Right here. I don't have to have these big things.
Yeah, bags basically. Yeah.
I'll have multiple, weights hanging off of them. Just to counter. And sometimes I just don't do it with my other big boom, but with this big boom, man, I mean, not a problem. It's just so heavy. So
the bad thing is it costs money to get that. The good thing is if you pay for the good quality, you won't need to get it again probably.
Yeah, you're done. That's it. I mean, you're done. So it's the professional gear, quote professional gear. I just call it more heavy duty.
Mm-hmm.
Buy what you can afford, and just like we all have. And then as you can afford it, or you see that you have the need for it, then save up and get that more higher end gear. Like our friend Pat here, he's he's moved up and upgraded his gear as well. So
that's wise advice. Buy what you can. Don't crush yourself the first time around. Buy what you can. Make sure you use it and like it, and it does and if you find out you're going to use it and it doesn't meet your needs, and then save up and get something that will meet your needs.
Especially when it comes to lighting, you can find all kinds of hacks out there to get you. Especially if you're shooting people like I do, you can and even cars. Like there's car photographers out there that need big modifiers and they can't necessarily afford big modifiers, or they didn't realize they wanted a big modifier till they're like Pat, they flew out to a location. They're like, oh man, it'd be cool. So they run to Walmart and you buy a big white bed sheet. You know what I'm saying? And you buy some shop lamps and you do what you got to do, but there's a lot of different ways to get you a similar result that so there is ways around it, so, just be a little creative, and then as you can afford it, then maybe you get the nicer gear.
Yep, exactly. And with cameras, I mean, especially with digital, you get the body that works, and then save up and put your money into the lenses, because that's what's going to make the difference.
The glass is what it's all about.
Yeah, you get good glass, and if you like the mount or the manufacturer or whatever, the bodies are going to come and go, but good glass will last a lifetime pretty much.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah, absolutely.
How about you, Dennis? New cameras? Anything?
Didn't get any new cameras. I did buy some dark slides, 4x5 dark slides.
Oh, okay.
Astra, Fidelity Astra.
Fidelity Astra. So are they currently made?
It's the one with the white button mark.
Oh, okay. The one you talked about where you can, where
you can't pull the slide out unless you push the button.
Okay.
And the button's pushed automatically when you slide it in the back of the camera.
Oh, okay. Let's see. And did you get them eBay?
Yep.
Okay. Film holder. Let's see.
Yeah, they're still in their boxes.
Okay. And you got 4x5. Let's see. Okay. So Astro film holders. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Fidelity Astra.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it does look like there is a little.
There's a little white button up on the top.
Okay. And how many did you get?
5.
Okay. 5 of them. Okay.
Yeah. And I thought that some of the slides I've got are a bit iffy. Every now and then I keep getting a bit of like white flashes in the corners.
Okay.
Well, I don't think the felts are completely light tight, especially on a sunny day.
Okay. Yep.
So I thought, well, I might as well just get, especially if you're going to put 4x5 E6 in, you don't want to waste it.
Yeah, that's it. You go through, you waste a couple sheets of that, and you might as well have bought a new holder. The cost of the sheets probably what are they, about $3 or $4 a sheet for
He said $5, didn't he?
Yeah, it's quite expensive if you buy positive.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a little different. Yeah, you want to make sure you don't want to waste a bunch just because you have a light leak, and then you're like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of 90mm 5.6s lined up for on eBay.
Okay, all right. That's the Voigtlander, right?
No, this was Rodenstock and Schneider.
Okay, yeah, for the Chamonix then. Okay.
Yeah, because as you know, you can use all those manufacturers' lenses, and you don't need an adapter.
And you just need a board that fits. Yeah. So
yeah.
What kind of price are you finding on those now?
I was looking at, they're around about $280 at the moment.
Okay. So
yeah, and that was for a 75mm.
Okay.
And a 90. But they're 5.6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I paid right at, I want to say $300 for my 90mm f8.
Yeah. So the f8s are a lot cheaper, aren't they?
Yeah. So, but yeah, a 5.6 would have been almost $500.
Yeah.
Almost 50 to 60% more for that extra.
Yeah. They seem to be down at the moment in price. I think there's too many of them on eBay UK, so they're not getting what they usually get.
I wonder if I could buy one, and I could sell the one I got for probably 95% of what I paid for it, if not the same price. Probably.
Yeah, you just have to keep your eye out for when one comes up. Yeah. I looked at the sold prices, and some actually have been sold for less than 200.
Okay.
And that's an f5.6. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with the 90, but my only complaint is in lower light, it's really hard. It's hard to focus because
it's what they say. They're hard to like. Well, I think that Ken what's his name? Rockwell, is it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. He says it's a lovely lens, no distortion. He goes, but virtually impossible to focus in the dark.
No, it's really tough. I mean, I didn't have any issues focusing it in, a clear, non-cloudy, most, early morning sunlight. But if you're in the shade or something like that, it is a challenge. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was trying to focus my Sony A7 in a dark room, and I'll tell you now that viewfinder on there is rubbish in the dark.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they figure you're going to use the screen at the back of the camera for focus.
Yeah, you've got no choice, because I tried using the viewfinder, and it was only like half light, but it was the noise. It was absolutely terrible.
Okay, and so when you used the screen on the back, was that better?
Well, it went a lot better for focusing it in. I probably would have been better if I went and got my loop and used it on the screen.
Yeah. Well, did you have the focus peaking turned on?
Yeah, I had the focus peaking turned on. That was just as useless.
Yeah.
Because the noise in what you're looking at, it was just everything was black and sparkling and
there's too much noise. Yeah, well, you would never been able to focus in the dark with a large format, so I guess that's there is that.
But look, if I'd used my rangefinder, it wouldn't have been a problem, would it?
No, you don't need to worry about it. You just kind of set it and go. Well, let's jump into the images here because I was looking at this. More beautiful cars rolling across the stage in Pebble Beach.
Mark, did you develop your 4x5s?
Yes, I did. I was just saying, I got them developed. I got them scanned yesterday, and literally just got them uploaded to Flickr right before this started. So,
right, you put them on, have you?
Yes, I have. So, I'm generally happy with it. I've got a couple things. I didn't get to clean up all the little dust spots and stuff on one or two, but I think it's pretty good. I haven't done the color ones yet. Just the black and white. It turned out I only had 2 color ones. I had 4 black and white and 2 color was all I got. So,
hey, Pat, I'm having one of these big kilt lifters, man. I have not seen these 25-ounce kilt lifters, man. These things are
That's
massive.
A good deal. 25 ounces is kind of unusual. I wonder what that equates to.
For craft beer,
milliliters? I mean, does it equate to like 600 milliliters or 800 milliliters or something?
740.
So and that's not even like a wine bottle, 750. So that's just a weird size.
I think a 750 is like 15.3. I mean, 25.3.
Yeah.
I think that they're probably going after because I'm sure that's usually see that in a gas station or something. Yeah. They're probably going after the people that would maybe grab like a Coors or something.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's the same size as all the other 25-ounce singles that are
probably just a little. That's a weird. Probably just a big enough can to make it bigger than all the other 24 ounces.
I think that's exactly it. I said they used to all be 24, and then one person was like 25, and then
we've got 1 more ounce. It's a
everyone followed suit kind of thing,
Yeah. But for $3,
I mean, it's not bad. So I think this was the last one from last week. Yeah, Simi, camera tossing 101.
This guy just tosses cameras still. I noticed. I was looking through his stuff last week, and I'm like, this guy's just, dude. This guy, for one thing, is incredibly talented, man. I mean, some of the work that I was flipping through trying to catch up, and wow,
he's doing it right. So he's been posting stuff for the last couple of weeks from. They were up in Maine, up at Acadia, along the seashore in Acadia National Park. So we're
gonna have to start putting restrictions on this dude and telling you're gonna have to quit cheating with all the water.
Yeah.
Just stop it. Stop it.
I can't post pictures of water.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. I don't get to post pictures of water.
There's more water right here in this picture than there is in the whole state of Arizona, probably.
I'm going to tell Sim. I'm going to tell my mama.
Get my mama after you.
Yeah, I'm going to get my mama. Yeah.
So this
is what you have to suffer for living in the desert.
Yeah, man. We've got some amazing photographers in this on this channel right here, man. You're really blessed, Mark, to have this much talent on here, man. It's pretty cool to see.
I would like to say it's because of the host, but probably not. It's just so I'll take it though.
Yeah, because between Sim and Pat, man, these guys are, and Jose, he's crushing it too, man.
Yeah. I like. It does some good stuff. Yeah, I'm very impressed. And we got Simi's doppelganger in Europe, Nicholas, doing that. But I mean, this is another great. I'm assuming it's probably Sunrise. This is from this year. Okay. No, he's talking about. I guess they rebuilt this fishing pier back in when Sandy hit it 6 years ago or whatever.
Oh,
but yeah, look at the colors, the sky.
It's just beautiful, man. Yeah. It is.
He knows how to take a photo. All right, here's Jose. Looks like he's playing with his macro lens again. This is the 90 miller. I guess I'm looking for a beer. 90 millimeter macro, the FE. Here you go, Dennis. This is what you need for your Sony. Get the Sony specific macro.
Yeah, well, I just bought the Voigtlander 65, which is macro, but it's only 1:2.
Okay, yeah. See, this is a 1:1. I'm sure this is true macro.
Yeah. How fun is that? You know that I am just so impressed with shooting bugs because look how. I mean, you would think that they're an animal. They're so furry. Like, isn't that crazy?
It is crazy, yeah. And then you can see the individual little sections of the eye.
Yeah, all the little lenses, right? Isn't that like just?
Yeah, they're like all little individual lenses. No, that's pretty cool. And I love the. Well, I guess these These skippers are all over the yellow flower, so there must be some kind of look like a dragonfly or some kind of thing like that. But yeah, that's just really cool. The nice yellow background of the flower, and then the yellow on the skipper itself. Yeah,
that is cool. That is, man.
It is very, very, very nice. I like that. Macro is something I'd like to try. All right.
I'll take it. That's auto focus lens he's got there. Then.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's go. Man, my thing is just messing me up here. All right, let's go back here. All right. No, we're good. Oh, okay. Yeah. There's Simi has another one. Okay, so this is later in the day, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, after sunset. The still present clouds. Prefer sunrises, mainly due to early morning quiet. Normally, I may be the only showing is.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because I can remember telling him about sunrises, and once you get used to them, there's nobody out there.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He just loves because it's usually nobody else is out there. Sun sets, everybody's still up, so people around are going to go out and photograph it. Yeah.
Plus, you miss more with the sunset. You know, don't get me wrong, sunsets can be absolutely stunning, but you get that extra drama with the sunrise. You get that morning fog stuff that happens.
Yep.
You know, it just you get that extra little morning mist or whatever you want to call it. But man, it's just that little bit extra.
Yep. We're eating, prayer, taking care of a. Huh. He's got wasps. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is, man. Look at the eyes on that thing. It's got like
yeah, look at that. Yeah, it is. It's they kind of wrap around to the top of their head. Look at that.
Yeah,
the eye, and it's got that little extension up there.
It's got like a peanut shape to the eye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even the I don't know, those black spots are like its own unusual shape as well. What that is?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Macro.
They've got something, right? They're eating something.
Yeah, so he says he doesn't know if they killed something or if that's like their own larva or something. Yeah, yeah. That's kind of cool though. Yeah, it's like people say, if you get into macro photography, you've got like a whole other world like under your feet in your backyard. I mean, there's just so much going on that you never think about, but with a macro lens, you can see this whole other world of stuff.
I don't know about you, Mark, but literally almost every time, that is one thing I am so tempted to do every time I see it. I'm like, God, why don't I do this stuff?
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah, I don't know what the lens is for the. I think is it 100 millimeter? I think it's either a 90 or 100 millimeter is their standard macro for the for Canon, and I think it's a few $100 maybe. If you get one used, it might be $500-600 new, but you can probably get one used for a few $100.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It'd be fun to try. I mean, they do sell a macro for the Micro Four Thirds. I've been thinking about getting one. Now, how about a macro lens for the 4x5? That would be.
Yeah, I was trying that.
Yeah, Dennis did. Yep.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did try it. Yeah, the bellows on it wouldn't come out any further. It was massive.
Yeah.
It's I think I could get closer, Mark. I just need more time to set it up.
Yeah, that's the thing. It would be taking forever. Okay, so here we go. Guilford chasing Osprey. Wanted to hit Madison before last light. It was time sunset, but still lovely. So he called this, last light, but the people on the rock is kind of cool.
And he shot this with his phone?
I think so. Yeah.
And he only managed to put it in 51 groups, Mark.
Yeah.
I forgot about the groups.
Yeah.
Yeah, only 1/10 of a second.
Pretty good. I mean, the rocks in the front are pretty good, but yeah, you get up into the clouds and you can start seeing the.
Well, that's the first thing I noticed the noise immediately. Yeah. I noticed the noise, so I was like, "Wow, he must be." And then I looked and saw the phone. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And then it's a Samsung and not an iPhone, so of course,
yeah, of course. If it was an iPhone, it would be clear. Now, speaking of clear.
Yeah, see, and that's what I'm talking about. See, ain't this disappointing? I mean, old cars, really? You know?
Yeah, this is one we were talking about. Pat posted a couple of these last week. And Dennis, we were talking about it's an awesome car, but the grill on this thing, it looks like they're like, hey Floyd, we need a grill in this car. Okay, well let's just take it off the sedan and slap it on there. That's the only thing about this car that's kind of weird. Do you have that same feeling, Pat? That the grill just looks like an
astronaut I mean that's kind of intentional. You know, it's kind of like that's why it's a CLK GTR.
Okay.
I think that's essentially the same exact headlights. Well, actually, they're different headlights. They're meant to look like the CLK headlights, but the taillights, I have like a rear photo later.
Okay.
And the grill, I think, are pulled directly from the production car because this is that era of they're called like homologation race cars, where the race car had to be a production car as well, and so they had to make like 25 of them.
Okay.
You know, for sale to the general public, and so this is one of those.
Okay.
I like the way they put that scoop on the hood, bro. That is crazy.
So
I mean,
this
that car
sold yesterday then? Yep.
It did, yeah. It ended up doing, I think, 4.5.
Okay.
So there, right in the estimate, so not bad.
You did a great job with this.
Where was this? Was this
like
shot
the work you did on this.
In LA somewhere?
Oregon, actually.
Oregon. Cool.
Yeah.
That's a neat backdrop.
Middle of nowhere, Oregon. That's actually the guy's, his like workshop.
Okay.
He's like the property that this is like one of this guy who owns this is like one of the nicest most valuable collections like in the whole country, and this is on his property.
Wow.
So this is like like if you drive straight from where the car is, that's where he houses the cars, and there's like one garage that has probably 30 cars and another one has about that many, maybe a little more. But you know, he's one of the guys that has probably he has a GTO, amongst other things, and his is probably worth like 50 million as well. So I would say on that property, he probably has 150 million dollars worth of cars, something like that.
I've been impressed lately, Pat, because I'm driving in the city now, delivering and all that, and I've went to a couple places where I've had a pallet of something. And I fully expect to go to some business, and I end up at someone's house, and they literally have like a dock and everything else. They have like a dock and forklifts, and I'm like, at your house? Like, this is amazing. Crazy. Like, these properties or these houses are so big. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I want to say this guy has like 4,000 acres or something, and like there's like 4 houses on the property.
Okay.
And but yeah, it's the middle of nowhere. You'd have no idea it's there, and you go down like literally a 1 mile long driveway to get to the house.
Yep.
It's kind of just crazy.
It's like an old farm or something, like an old dairy farm.
Yeah, it's kind of meant to look like a ranch.
Yeah.
There's like the garages look like barns, kind of.
Yeah, I mean it's looks like giant metal buildings, which is actually great backdrop for the car.
Yeah, and this is a car they didn't want to take off the property because, I mean, you can see the ground clearance is next to nothing.
Yeah.
It's just a giant pain in the ass to move it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were, this is like kind of had to do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
But I've shot for the same guy, like another car that sold for 22 million. Another car that sold for 14 something.
Okay.
So yeah, at this point I probably shot like close to $100 million worth of cars just from that one collection.
Wow. Yeah. So he sells them and then he just turns around and reinvests them in other cars that he's been looking for, basically.
Yeah. And he has a brother who I shoot cars for in Santa Barbara.
Okay.
That has an equally amazing collection. He just built a new garage that is like mind-blowingly nice. I mean, I would guess the garage itself is like a $10 million building kind of thing. It looks like a museum. It actually looks nicer than most museums. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it's amazing. Just a completely whole other level of of resources.
Yeah, resources.
That's what it is. I mean, you have people just have more resources, and it's just how you deploy them. Somebody else that has as many resources as these guys decide they want to, buy airplanes or or whatever. So it's like how you deploy your resources, and they've got a lot to deploy, so it gives them a lot of opportunity, a lot of options.
Yeah, well, I'm sure this guy has a jet or two as well.
Yeah. But yeah, he probably puts the bulk of his money that he likes to do stuff with into cars. It's just. Yeah.
I mean, he has 2 full-time employees that like maintain him and restore him and stuff like that too, that are, really good. And I think
I've been, like I said, thoroughly impressed because that you're getting, like, you require so much stuff, so many supplies at your house to live and run your house that, like, you've got 2 docks for 2 trucks to hit the dock, and you've got 3 staff members that literally just handle your little mini warehouse you have on your property. That's insane, bro. That's just like, to me, that's happened twice to me already, and I'm just like, the first time it was complete shock. I was like, this address is for a residence. You know what I'm saying? Like, very unusual. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I've got a pallet of soup. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? And yeah. Just pull around back and they'll handle you back. And I'm like, what? Like, it's just nuts. You know what I'm saying? It's like crazy.
Yeah, it is. Golden Path.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is another.
How many seconds on this one did he go? Man?
I don't know.
Oh, no, not too bad.
Now, see, I'm not seeing XF information. That's bizarre.
Oh yeah, no, he's got F22.
Okay.
He's got what is that? 0.3 seconds.
Okay. All right.
So not
there it is. Yeah. Okay, connected. So he's kind of shooting into the sun, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep. Obviously, there's the sun right there.
Yeah, and I like. It's fun for me as well, But shooting indoors, I have to put that's where you need that power from those strobes.
Yep.
To shoot F22, but it is a lot of fun. You get a certain nice. I like what I get when I do it, but I don't do it that often. But 74 groups, man, that probably took a
longer
little while.
Longer, well, probably longer than it did to process the image after he got it.
That's part of his process is all the groups, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And only 958 views, man. Doesn't he normally get like?
Yeah, he's got a. Let's go back. There we go. All right, so there's that, and then we got Simi's doppelganger, European counterpart. There we go, the Summer Milky Way.
Wow, look at that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is
nice lighting on the front here. Time lapse. What is it? 30 seconds, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yeah.
F4, ISO 3200. Yeah, that's cool. With the lighthouse sort of beam, kind of looks like it's going up into the sky. Yeah. You put some, obviously some extra light. I don't know, what would you use, a strobe maybe for that? I don't know.
There could have been a light shining on it.
Yeah,
you know,
somebody standing underneath it with a light or something. But it looks like this was added light, so maybe you had like a spotlight or something.
Yeah. What's interesting about that one tree is so bright.
Yeah. The tree. I didn't see the tree. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like somebody's got a nice high-powered light pointing right on it. Oh, well, it's like light painting almost, basically.
Yeah.
So he probably did this for 28 seconds, and then this was maybe lit up for just the last couple seconds. Maybe that would be the way to do it, right?
If that, yeah, it's just a quick,
quick blast.
Yeah,
it's like dodging in the dark room, right, Dennis? Just covered up real quick.
I mean, that tree could be hit by the searchlight coming round.
Yeah. No, that's a great shot though. Because he's got the kind of the center of the Milky Way kind of going right up along. So that's very, very nice. Very well done. There we go. Joe, shoot from yesterday.
Yeah, that was from yesterday. Yeah, that's from yesterday's shoot. Different stuff for her. That's Charlie. You've met her before. I've had her on the show before. I've shot with her a bunch actually now. But former Playboy model that I shoot with occasionally. A good friend now. But different stuff for her. She doesn't normally do artistic nudes. Okay. She does Playboy style nudes. You know what I'm saying?
Glamour nudes.
Yeah, glamour nudes. Sure. And it's so she was really impressed with this, and we had to hurry up and shoot because I spent my whole session time with her just talking. That's the way we are, we'll spend the whole damn time talking, and then I'm like, crap, we better actually get something done here, doll. So yeah, we did all this in probably about 10-15 minutes actually. Okay. I was like, hurry up and get naked. So,
time's a wasting.
Time's a wasting, man. The clock ain't stopping. So yeah, I ain't getting no younger here. Hurry up. Yeah. But we were able to, even though we had wasted all our time, we were able to still get something decent out of it.
So you had one strobe over here to the left?
Yeah, I'm just such a huge single light fan.
Yeah.
But
it's neat because you got the right side here, and a lot. Yeah, obviously, is pretty much in the dark. You get a little bit of flow over on the.
Yeah, I shot this with a beauty dish grid. A nice grid on my beauty dish. Probably, what is that dish? A 22-inch or something like that. It's a good size one. Not super big beauty dish, but it's still a big beauty dish.
Yep.
And with the grid, you just get this nice effect, man. And then I think I shot this. I wanted to try to shoot it, but I just didn't have time to tinker too much.
Yeah.
So I wanted to shoot it at f11. I think I hit it at 4.5, maybe.
Okay.
5.6.
Okay.
5, somewhere in that area. And I don't even know what I had the strobe set at. I don't know. Maybe somewhere right around a half power.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's a nice.
This is in your house.
Yeah, in the house. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I had wore out all my options talking with her, you know what I'm saying? And she had to go to another shoot, so you know, so I just go for, and I planned all this other stuff. You know, I was going to use multiple strobes and do all this thing, and then I was going to try some natural light stuff as well. And so since I had limited time,
Whoa.
Okay, so that wasn't just me. I was a little. Okay,
yeah. Joe went into the There you go. Yeah, plug in your mic again or something, Joe. You were going infinite loop on us.
It's a good thing. A good thing to loop though. Time and a time and a time and a.
Yeah. There, are you there, Joe? Maybe. Let's see. Let's unmute.
Am I working?
Yeah, now you're fine. Yeah, just got it. You got into a loop there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So in any case, I just went for what I know. You know what I'm saying? I did I can do single strobe. You know, and I I try at least.
Yeah.
But
cool. Yeah, that came out nice result, and I'm sure you got other stuff you're kind of working on from that.
Yeah, that was just, you know, I did 2 quick edits to, you know, to kind of get, she wanted to see how they, like I said, because that's as much as she shoots, and that's not something that she does. So she was,
yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So is this new for you, Dennis? Your film back?
I had this a little while ago. I was just going to show you it fitted to the Chamonix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a 6.9 film back.
Okay, so that would give you a kind of a panoramic kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, it's just the only problem I find is once you focus the back screen, you got to remove it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to actually take the glass out, and the film back just clips in.
Okay. Yeah, that's an extra level of work there, and one potential extra thing to get lost or broken. Remove the screen.
Yeah. The thing is, it's once you clip that in, you mustn't move the camera about too much after you've focused on the back screen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, it is quite difficult, but of course, it's a lot cheaper to use a 6.9 back with the 120 after the 4x5 sheet film.
Yeah. Yep. That's cool. That's so. How many did you do? Any shots of this yet?
Yeah, I've done a few, but the roll's not used up. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because you only get eight photos on a roll.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You normally get 12 on a
6x6.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So 1/3 basically. Yep. Makes sense. Cool. That's neat. I'll be looking forward to seeing that. Oh, okay. So this is
the Voigtlander, the new Voigtlander lens I bought. I was just seeing how much detail I could pull out. It's wide open.
Oh, that's neat. You got a spider web inside the. Is this like an old anchor or? Oh, this is the gate, right?
This is the old anchor. What was in the grounds of the Dutch cottage? Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So this is in that new construction there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat. I like the colors on this. Great.
Yeah, you can get a lot of detail in that bird dung up there. You know,
yeah. I can tell this bird ate a worm over here.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, if this is a 24 megapixel sensor, what do these new 42 meg ones give?
Yeah.
Because I don't think you need much more than this, do you? Really, unless you're going to blow it up the size of a wall.
Yeah.
And I think that's the point of those bad boys too. Because what are they doing now?
They're doing 42 by Sony just came out with their new one. It's going to do a 42 by it goes 24, and then the new sensor will do up to 42 meg. So
I think this is the Sony A7 Mark III, isn't it? Where this is the old one now, Joe.
Oh.
So, what can I say? It's dropped from a couple of grand down to next to nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way this stuff works.
Well,
yeah.
the new one, the Mark III, the body is $3,200 now, new.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
But this Voigtlander lens is, I've actually bought a lens which is an E-mount, and it's made to go on the Sony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a nice lens. You get good results out of that.
Yeah, well, yeah, and this model, Joe, unlike yours, just did not stand still.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you're using a manual focus lens, it's pretty hard.
Yeah, it's. I think he's being a bit of a cock, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh. But you got this in pretty good focus, Dennis.
You did a damn good job. Yeah, look at those eyes.
Yeah, eyes and his feathers here and his little crown. Looks like he's sticking his tongue out at you, though.
Yeah, a little bit, huh? Yeah, look at that. Yeah,
wasn't too cooperative.
Yeah. So is this at the cottage too? Yeah.
No, this is in my back garden.
Your back garden, okay. So you're like, stand still, or you're going to be dinner, buddy. That's how you do it.
Yeah, I keep threatening.
Stand still.
Threatening the chickens. If they don't lay eggs, it's going to be a curry tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, curry is right, huh? Yeah.
Oh man, that's a nice shot. I like that actually.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yep. Very nice. Okay, so here's one of my shots from Michigan. This was some dunes. Just the lake is behind me, so these are dunes, kind of 100 meters or so inland from the lake. And it was, I don't know, 11 in the morning, so it was bright. There were no clouds in the sky. So just kind of shot going in. I think I shot this at f/45, I think. Yeah, I think it was f/40.
What did you focus on, Mark?
I focused right in here, kind of 1/3 through. And this is, it's in focus pretty much through about here, but if you zoom in back here, it's not as sharp as it could have been. So but it was kind of getting windy, and it was just one of those things like, okay, it's kind of cool. I want to get a shot of this, but didn't.
Did you tilt any of the standards at all?
The front just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going through the tilting the back standard.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the one what makes the near larger.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, this was pretty much just right. This was the 90 millimeter, so it's a wide angle.
There's 30 mil in 35
millimeter equivalent.
Yeah. So this is focus on the far and tilt to the near.
No, it's kind of, actually I focused in the middle and tilted to the far. I think is what I did on this, and I probably should have focused here. I should have focused on the far and tilt to the front. I mean, I think is what I need to be doing. I thought most of this, this is good. I wanted the footprints and that type of stuff to be in focus. You can see the reflection in the water, a little pool of water back here a little bit, but the detail on top of the hill, if I zoom in on Lightroom, is not, it's not as sharp as it could be.
So if you'd focused on the near and tilt to the far, that's the front standard, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what. Maybe I just got. I don't know. I was kind of rushed because the wind was starting to kick up.
Right.
So, and the sun was. Where was the sun? The sun was. I was getting lens flare. See these little dots here?
Yeah.
I think that's lens flare because the sun was literally, right up above me almost. So I was getting a little bit of lens flare. The wind was starting to pick up. The grasses were kind of moving.
You see the grass in the front of the picture. If you'd focused on that and then tilted to the far, and then rack it up to like f/32 or something, then the whole lot should have been pin sharp.
Yeah, and I think I made the error, but I didn't focus right on the front. I focused more in the middle. And then tilted, and it didn't. Yeah, I wasn't able to get either one.
Yeah, so you're using like 35mm camera rules. Focus 1/3 in.
Yep.
Yeah, let's get it all in.
Yeah. But yeah, it came out pretty good. I've got to clean up some dust spots and stuff on it, but
yeah, it's a pity you're not in Simmy's land, isn't it? You know, where you can focus on a nice big rock in the front of the picture.
So yeah, that one came out okay. This one is I didn't clean it all up because there's a couple things I was going to get your opinion on, Dennis, but I ended up being pretty cool. There's a selfie of me.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've got the photographer, yeah.
It's one hell of an Easter egg right there.
Yeah, there it is. But as you can tell, the sun was right behind me.
You don't say.
West.
Yeah.
This was like at 9 o'clock in the morning, or no, maybe 8 o'clock, 8:15 in the morning. So the lighthouse out here, and then the breakwater. But what was interesting, I don't think this was flare. I think this was from the development.
Really?
There's a couple dust spots and stuff, but these things here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot of dust or something. You've got a lot of it looks like sensor dust, man, actually, but it's not.
Yeah, it was windy. I mean, it very well could have gotten
your whole sky is full of it. So I'm sure the whole image is.
See, that's what I'm wondering, if it was something from development for. I mean, but this whole like these real fine stuff here. Yeah.
Is this FP4, Mark?
It's FP4.
Yeah.
This was the only thing I can. Well, I loaded it in the holders about a week or so before we were up here, and it was. I tried to keep it as cool as possible, but there were a couple times when it was in the car, and it was warm. So I don't know if that might have affected it. You know.
I'll tell you what that looks like. It's drying marks.
Yeah, that could be it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may be able to polish them off, with a damp cloth.
Yeah, that might be a good point. Is just go ahead and re-wet them and put some more.
Did you use any wetting agent when you?
I did use some photo flow. Maybe not enough.
Yeah, it did say on that photo flow. It's like something like 1 to 200.
Yeah.
And it says like make it 1 to 200, no less and no more.
Okay.
Because if you don't make it up correctly, it doesn't work.
Yeah. So I've been putting in a lot less than that normally.
Yeah. See, if you don't put enough in, or you put too much in, I think it causes problems.
See, I've been putting in. Well, it's essentially a 500 milliliter tank, and so I need to put in basically, 2 milliliters.
Yeah, it's next to nothing. Yeah, you don't have to put a lot in. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a few drops. It's a few drops.
I didn't bother doing it like that. I used one of the plastic syringes, and I put like you say 2 or 3 mil in.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that'd do. Squirt it in, stir it up.
Yeah.
Then I read on the internet where the guy goes like, don't just pour it in, make it up correctly because it doesn't work properly.
So what I should be doing is maybe make it up in a graduated cylinder and then mix it up properly and then pour it into the container with the sheets. Yeah.
Do you do one shot with it, or do you save it?
When I mix up the photo flow.
Yeah.
No, I just do one shot. Yeah. I mean, I got half a liter of it for like $8 3 years ago.
Yeah, it doesn't cost much. It's not like buying developer, is it?
Yeah, but I think that's a good point. Is they might be drying marks, but this was nothing real spectacular as far as a shot. But I kind of like I lined up the selfie and I'm like right on the rocks. I kind of actually.
We focus on this one, Mark.
Right here.
What, on your shadow? Oh
no, I focused on the
on the hole,
post here. Yeah, I kind of focused on that, and this came out a lot better. So I don't know. This was actually relatively close. I mean, this was 5 feet away maybe.
Yeah,
from me.
The rocks are not too bad, are they? The rocks down the bottom.
The rocks came out pretty good. I think I did a little better on this one because the lighthouse. If you zoom in, there's a guy out here somewhere. There's a guy walking on that jetty out there, which you can't see here.
This is competition for Simi then, because you got a lighthouse yourself now.
Yeah, I do. I do have a lighthouse. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe I will rewash this and just scan it in again just to see.
Yeah, because they're not round. I don't think it's flare. I think some of them are really odd shapes. It's got to be drying marks. Yeah.
It probably is. It probably is, and that might be what all this is too, Joe. It might just be drying marks from it not getting all the water off. Because I don't squeegee them or anything. I just use that photo flow and then hang them up.
Yeah, I never use a squeegee on my negatives.
Yeah, some people do, and I'm like, no, I've never done that.
Depends if you like loads of lines in your pictures.
Yeah. So here is the they call it the Big Red Lighthouse. It's not that big, but it is red. So I guess they got part of it right. But this is in Holland, Michigan, home of New Holland Brewing for us craft beer aficionados.
Did you not have an ND filter?
No, I did not. I put an orange filter on it. Bring the clouds out a little bit. I mean, it was late in the day, so the sun was over here. This was 7 o'clock at night or whatever, so after dinner. But yeah, this one came out okay. I'm pretty happy with it. I got a decent composition on it, but the flag is. I got the flag. I tried to get it when it was kind of breezy off and on. I was trying to get the flag out more, but it's like but that's just random luck there. Not done. So, and then this one was. I took 2 shots. This was with the 135. So same position, like 10 minutes earlier. This was the first one I took at this spot. So
that doesn't work as well as your 4x5.
Yeah. Oh, the 90 millimeter. Yeah, I like them. Well, I don't know. I mean, you can obviously see the lighthouse better.
Yeah, at the cost of the rocks because they're not as good.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I actually like the other one better just because it's got the full shadow and me in there, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah, but this wasn't a 30 mil, was it, Mark?
No, this is the 135. So this is whatever that equates to, 40, 42, 43 millimeter.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, there's the guy. See the guy out there? There's a guy walking out here. And some boats. So yeah. Kind of fun, the lighthouse. But yeah, it's kind of amazing. That was the only difference was same position, just the lens. But look how, a lot more. It's twice half again as close, I guess. So a pretty big difference between the 90 and the 130 on the.
Yeah, you lost the shadows a bit there, haven't you? Because the other one gives much more detail.
Yeah. And there was just 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, the sun was in a little different spot, obviously, and so yeah, it's kind of fun. But yeah, that's it. Okay, so is this the one? Yeah, this is the one, right, Pat? Yeah.
Yeah.
48 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's now officially the most valuable car ever sold at auction. So.
Okay. And this was the one you were up in Seattle to do this one, right? I remember right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of.
That's mind-boggling. Someone's got 48 million to spend on the
That is just amazing. Wow.
Yeah, I had to get a ride in it. Obviously, I did not drive it, but I had to at least get a ride in it.
Okay, cool.
I know, like I said, I know. Well, there's at least 2 GTOs in the Phoenix area, I believe.
Okay.
And then, like I said, that guy the Mercedes, he has one like this, one of these Series 2 bodied cars. But there's only 3 or 4 of them. I think there's 3 of this body style.
Okay.
And one of the guys that has one in Arizona, is a Series 2 as well, and that's actually Walton, whatever, I can't think of his first name. Walmart guy that lives in Arizona.
People, yeah.
Yeah. Rob Walton, that's what it is. So he has one here. But yeah, it's a little bit less valuable actually because it's the Series 2, even though it's more rare, it's kind of less iconic, but I actually think it's almost prettier. It kind of looks like the 250 LM, which is like the mid-engine version that kind of followed this. But yeah, we lucked out. It was kind of a weird track where they didn't let us shoot for very long, so we couldn't do sunrise or sunset, which was a bummer. But luckily we had overcast most of the day, so.
Yep.
And it was kind of a scenic track. It was kind of tricky in some ways. There was like I had to do some Photoshop work because they had weird outhouses all over the place and stuff like that. But like porta potties, not even
right up here. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Honestly, some of them there it was like that. Like right on the crest of a hill, and I had to Photoshop it out. But
yeah. Buy this car, get the porta potty for free.
Yeah, I think that's part of the it goes with the car. You know.
It's racing. You gotta go. I mean, you gotta go to a porta potty. If you are driving a $48 million car,
even in a $48 million car, you got to take a leak.
Yeah. That's a beautiful car, and somebody's bank account is a little lighter this afternoon than it was yesterday. Wow,
that's just
yeah.
I mean, to know that you could even bid $48 million.
Yep.
Is just a whole different world, isn't it? Like, all right, whatever, dude. Yeah, give it to me.
Yeah, it was. I watched it live. They did like a live stream, So it was kind of exciting because everyone knew it was going to be a record. It was just a matter of how much. So, like I said, it was kind of a little bit of a letdown that it wasn't. Because I knew it was going to be at least 45. So a little about that, but. I mean, some people are talking crazy numbers because one of the Series 1 body, like I said, it's a slightly different style, maybe has a little bit better racing history. Earlier this year, sold privately for I think 70 million. So
wow,
that's a strange number plate that car's got. Is that an American plate?
No, I think it must be Italian.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's strange. Just the shape of it, even.
Yeah.
I thought it was a UK plate, but the steering wheel's on the wrong side.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's any. I think there's probably a couple, maybe a couple right-hand drive GTOs. But I think almost all of them are left-hand.
It's just seeing a C on the plate there. We had the ABC plates here years ago, about 20 years back.
So this is 12-cylinder?
Yeah.
Okay. And what, 350 horsepower or something like that, maybe?
I think it's probably not even that. I'm not totally sure. But yeah, it's actually a surprisingly small motor too. I think that I think it's a 250 GTO because it's 2.5 liters. Maybe it's a little bit bigger.
Okay.
But, pretty tiny cylinders considering it's a V12. But as you can imagine, I mean, it sounds pretty awesome. I have some videos and stuff on my phone that that I took of it at the track, and they did a full video of it. But like I did one when they were warming it up, they started up the motor. I just took it straight down, and it has like all the individual throttle bodies.
Okay.
And so you could actually see all 6 of them opening up and everything like that.
Oh,
that's
wow.
Really cool.
Yeah.
As they revved it,
Here's another shot of that Mercedes in amongst its Quonset hut world.
And you can see that, like I said, like taillights are like standard, late 90s CLK Mercedes taillights. That's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Those are probably the only thing on the car that are that are CLK in reality,
Yeah, the grill and the taillights and the headlights, yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is kind of cool. Get the little bit of rust on them. Yeah, that's a nice shot. That's a perfect spot for that car, actually.
Yeah, it worked pretty well.
It's a good pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look like Minuteman silos over the back, though.
Yeah. That's the perimeter defense system for his collection. Anybody come close?
I'm sure. I thought I shared a different photo. That car right there you can kind of tell. Look how tiny those doors are.
Yeah.
That you have to like basically lay down to slide into that thing. And then like, I'm not an especially big person, and like it was a super tight fit for me. Like I could barely, like most people could not drive this car, let alone, I mean, just get in and out of it. So
yeah. And imagine doing that with a helmet on, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it is basically the race versions, you know, the interior might be slightly different, a little more stripped down, but like that door, yeah. And then, you know, I mean, the car is probably 90% the same. I wish actually, if you go to my feed really quick, if you can click on it, I should have posted a picture of the, I think I did like a top-down picture and a couple that show the actual engine.
Oh, okay.
There's the interior, but yeah, see, that's how like the engine, you have to actually completely remove those big clamshell pieces. There's not a hood that opens. You have to pull these pieces off, and they weigh like 100 pounds.
Oh my God.
They can see that just kind of, I mean, it is a race car, you know, just made for the street.
Actually, Pat, we was discussing the.
Oh yeah, I listened to that.
Yeah, is that the roof?
It is, yeah. You can kind of see if you go back to go back to the group again. You can kind of see it from the interior photo, I think maybe. Yeah, you can kind of see the roof there. It's one of those sheds.
Okay.
It's in the background of the pictures of the exterior.
It just came out
inside of it.
It just came out really neat on the windshield. It just yeah.
Yeah, and I'm up on a ladder, which I photoshopped the ladder off the bottom of the photo.
Okay. All right.
Up on a ladder with my camera on a monopod and then a remote shutter.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like the 16 millimeters straight out across it, but like doing a remote shutter to take the picture. Probably like a 12-foot ladder or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. It's actually kind of a giant car. Like long, wide.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, you can see that seat in that last interior photo is just part of the firewall. It doesn't move.
Yeah.
There's nothing to adjust. I think the pedals you can actually slide towards you a little bit.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, there's no adjustments with that seat at all. Not angle, not anything.
Wow. You got a dome light. It's got a dome light in there. Read your map.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever that's worth to you. Huh?
Yeah. That's neat. And this is this an 8 or a 12?
Yeah, it's a V12.
V12. Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
That's a giant airbox on the top of the Mercedes logo. Is the actual like airbox that collects to the.
Okay.
There's like little trumpets in there, so the roof scoop feeds directly to the intake.
The airbox. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Well, that's what your hood scoops, your roof scoops for there, Dennis, to feed this big, massive thing. Yeah. That's that's a nice detail shot of the.
Yeah.
The front corner, the wheels. Yeah. This would be so totally impractical for driving on the street. I mean, it's just completely, you would only want to drive this on a track. Yeah.
Yeah, and that shot there is taken actually, it's taken from on top of one of those silos.
Okay. All right. So on top of the silo, looking down into the asphalt.
I had a ladder that went up and it's probably like 40 feet up.
Okay.
I was able to shoot down.
Okay. Yeah, shot with the with the 35 millimeter. Yeah, cool. That's a very good looking car. Not as good as this, but
yeah. It's kind of just different, but kind of the same.
Yeah. Yep. Same basic purpose, I guess.
35 years later, but
yeah. Well, cool. Good one, guys. Excellent images, Pat. Thank you for sharing that. Glad that the car sold for at least that minimum of 45 million.
Yeah.
Important. You wouldn't want to, anything less than that would have been a steal. So you gotta make sure they paid.
I think it was kind of a done deal before they did it, because the last thing you want to do is put up the most valuable car ever offered and not sell it.
Yeah. It was probably pretty much done at the point, and they just wanted to go through the motions to a certain extent. The guy's like, okay, I'm going to write this check for 45 million, somewhere between 44 and 47 million. So, we're good. Yeah. Just think how many cameras he could buy for that amount of money. All this and lights and strobes. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
All right, guys. Hey, good show, Joe. Glad you're back on the Monday through Friday thing. That's cool. Just in time for football season.
Just in time. Saved my life.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you're back, Joe, because I like my updates.
Yep.
Yes.
Right. Football updates, and we're getting down to the end of NASCAR.
Yeah.
Yep. Updates. Dennis is kind of going through withdrawal here the last 4 or 5 months, but
you didn't know what to do. I know.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. It's tough. You know, we suffered through it together, but now that you're back, well,
yeah.
Good. All right, Pat. Glad you could pop in. You guys have a good week. And next week, show 246. We're just a few behind the Share Beer. I think we're like 230 behind Share Beer.
Yeah,
but we're getting there.
Just a little bit, yeah.
All right, guys. Dennis, I saw you posted a picture on Facebook. It looks like you're going to have a pretty mean, was that snooker match tomorrow?
No, that's bar billiards table, Mark.
Bar billiards. So it looks like you're going up against an old rival, and he got new glasses at what it looks like. So you got to.
I visit him, and he's got a pool table.
Okay.
And the score's usually 10 games to him, 2 to me.
Okay.
Yeah, but when he comes here, it's the other way around on the bar billiards.
Okay. Yeah. But you said he got new glasses. So
his wife said he's bought new glasses, so he's already said that I'm going to get a fresh in now.
Okay. Yeah. I want action shots. You know, the bar billiards. So good luck in your competition today. I guess it is today for you now. So get your rest. Get your rest before the competition today.
I'll let you know the results next week.
Okay, good. We would expect a competition update. So take care, Dennis. Joe, good seeing you back.
I'll see you, man.
Peace out. Have a good one. All right, later.
See you guys.